Welcome to the By Steve podcast.
What up? It's the By Steve podcast, and we are unedited as always. It's Sunday night. We are on the Sunday night wind down. It's been a busy old week. Worked about 90 hours in my day job, strength and conditioning PT jobby thing, working at the gym. And the weekend has been glorious. I worked yesterday, but had quite a lot of social stuff this weekend, so it's been quite nice to catch up and get some downtime. Not been home long, so thought I would get out a nice little poddy shawaddy. And yeah, I took to Instagram and asked Instagram some questions by _Steve Foster if you want to go find me and give me a follow. So we took to Instagram to see what the world wanted to know and some interesting questions. And we're going to start off with the most basic and direct question of all, which was, podcast is really good. What do you use to record and do all of your editing, and what equipment do you have? This is like, I know people who do like music stuff and they're just kind of like bogged down with kit. I am the most basic bitch going. This is currently being recorded on my Apple Mac via Audacity, and I have a couple of sets of Rode mics for different scenarios. So I have the I have the Rode Wireless ME mics. I have the Rode Wireless Go mic set. And I also have, which I don't use anywhere near as much, the big Rode NT USB like table stand-up mics for when I interview people. The little wireless ones are great for content building, but also good for this because like I can almost record while I am bouncing around the house, or just chilling on my bed like I am right now. Love their stuff. And it's easy to use, easy to set up, easy to link with everything. You can link it to your phone, link it to your laptop. That stuff is amazing. So I would definitely say to you, if you are a content creator or a recorder of things, get these wireless ME or the Go mic sets. The batteries last forever as well. And they're super easy to set up. So yeah, that was one of the questions that I was posted today. Then we move into some of the more obscure questions. Crocs versus sliders. Okay. So if anyone knows anything about me, I am a shoe guy. Like, I'm a sneakerhead. I have collected Jordans, and I have an abundance of Nikes and various different shoes bouncing around, and I have very strong feelings about this. There was a point in time, years ago, before the dawn of time, when I would go to basketball, and everyone would just wear their nicest clothes. Like, you'd wear your jeans, you'd wear your hoodie, you'd wear your fresh J's, like, you'd all be all, like, slick, and you'd have your garms on, and you'd be like, yeah, boy. Now I turn up in my basketball stuff, and I pretty much drive there in my basketball stuff, put a tracksuit on and drive home, and try and look as homeless as possible. But I have not got to Crocland yet. The youngsters love a Croc, and I just haven't got round to it. I love a slider. I've got a couple of pairs of Nike or Jordan sliders that I shuffle around from basketball around, to and from the shops and stuff like that. And I love a slider. And this is coming from a guy that can't actually walk in them. Like, the amount of times I walk down the road in my sliders and I lose a slider in the middle of the road, because I just don't pick my feet up when I walk. but I refuse to go to Crocland. Why? Why? The world says, Steve, why don't you try Crocs? Do you know why? Long anticipatory pause. I have over 100 pairs of trainers. If I buy a pair of Crocs and I like them, what happens? I'm then going to be the guy that just is walking around in Crocs all the time and has all these shoes. I got Travis Scott 4s, I got Travis Scott 6s, I got like Air Max 95s from Nike Lab, I've got Safari LeBrons, I've got sneakers and stuff, Adidas collabs, I've got Amy Leon Dawn New Balances. If I buy a Croc, I already know I'm going to put my foot inside it and my foot is going to love it. And my foot is going to be like, I don't want to put my foot anywhere else now. And that's why. That's why I feel so emotional about it, because then I feel like I'd have to sell every single one of my trainers and just shuffle around in Crocs. And, another person would be like, well, obviously you could wear trainers whatever you want, just wear your Crocs, but obviously you just want to be comfortable, right? And I don't need any motivation or inclination to look any more homeless when I can look homeless. Like, I am in a vest 97% of the time, whether that's grey, black or white, and I will vest it up with a pair of shorts or a pair of tracksuit bottoms and a pair of Jordans as much as I can. If I throw a Croc in there, boys say I'll be cropped up, and then I'll have 100 pairs of Crocs as well. So that's why there's no Crocs in this house. But curveball, what do we think about a Birkenstock? I bought some Birks. I bought a size too big, and they also fall off my feet when I walk around the world in them. But they look quite nice. So, sliders, Crocs, Birkenstocks. What else is out there? What else do we need to consider from a sandal point of view? Holler at me and let's get some more trials on some footwear. Online with footwear stuff. In the week, hopefully time dependent, YouTube and Instagram will get my review of the New Balance 860, which might be my favorite shoe in history right now. And that's like a contradiction, I suppose, in history right now. I have been wearing an 860 on my feet for 6 hours a day for the last 4 months, and I think I'm in love. So we're gonna break that down, especially again from a guy who's got a lot of Nikes and a lot of Jordans. So we will come back to that. We've got a couple of questions about Marvel and DC. Now, if you're listening to this on the day that it released, today, Robert Downey Jr. was confirmed as Doctor Doom in the upcoming Marvel films over the next couple of years. Now, for those of you that know anything about Marvel and DC, obviously Robert Downey Jr. was Iron Man. For any of you that are as old as me and know comics or know storylines, there is actually, because there's been a lot of controversy on this, and while the question was Marvel versus DC, I'll circle back to that. There was a comic storybook that crossed over about Iron Man being Doctor Doom in the story, or the other way around. I can't remember which way it was. And while these two are not directly linked, I am a massive MF Doom fan. MF Doom is a musician. He's not here anymore, but British rapper who wears the mask. So I've been on an MF Doom vibe all day with the music. But yeah, it'd be interesting because I kind of went away from Marvel and DC for a little bit because I kind of felt like it had run its course and they were just like rehashing films and stuff. If it's a case of Marvel versus DC, I mean, I'm a Batman guy through and through. There is no competition for me on that. I would say that the Marvel films are better, but the DC storylines are more my vibe, especially the darker ones. So that's where I'm at with Marvel versus DC. Not really a strong argument, I suppose, when you break it down to the core of it. But I love Batman. I love Marvel films. Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom is going to be crazy. It better be crazy. So yeah. One of my work people asked me about the secret to running a good Metcon, and this podcast is a bit all over the place, I suppose, but I'm answering the questions that the Instagram asked me. Secret to running a good Metcon class. Now, I think that I run a very good Metcon generally, and there are 3 or 4 really key pointers to running a good class or good Metcon class. Ergonomically friendly, challenging timelines, and a badass attitude to shout at people. Ergonomically friendly, what does that mean? Understand the space that you're working with within the gym. Make it as easy for the members or the participants to follow and run through the class as easy as they can, with the least amount of confusion and fuss. Challenging timelines, whatever that may be. Obviously, whether you're on 10 seconds on, 20 seconds off, 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off, 8 minutes on, 2 minutes off. Make the exercises for the timelines as challenging as the timeline allows. Now, what does that mean, Steve? Let's be real. If you're doing, and it's like obviously doing the power output 10-second, 15-second maximum effort, that exercise has to be rewarding for the time. If you're going to give your members, clients, participants an exercise that takes them 3 seconds to get into, and then like 3 seconds the opposite end to slow down with, and they're only getting 3 or 4, 5, 6 seconds work, like, is there any point? And, you know, for instance, that would be like if you were to do 10 seconds of burpee box jump overs. It's like 2 burpee box jump overs, right? 3 maybe. Burpees on the spot, different. So pick an exercise that fits the timeline. And also, like, own your space as a coach. Own the platform that you're trying to get people to perform on. You have to be motivational. You have to know your members' names. You have to, you know their strengths and weaknesses, and own that and be badass with it, and just be loud and be hype, man. Hype, yeah. Hype, gotta hit it with a hype. They are the things to remember. There's a couple of other really good questions, but they're a little bit longer to get into, so we're going to go mid-weeky. 1 luxury item or several budget items. I can hit this hard. So I'm going to hit this in the week with some fashion stuff and some clothing stuff and just some life stuff on how I manage luxury items in my world, but also how I manage budget stuff. Like, what's the difference for me? And then also somebody threw me a question of like inappropriate conduct at work. I'm going to ask them some more questions about that so I can cover it. But yeah, punchy as always, fun, I hope, informational, maybe 15 minutes, Sunday night, put some chilled house music on and listen to this in the car when you're going to work in the morning. Peace out, people. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. It's late recording. It's late going up. But consistency is key, and I will always be here. So enjoy the rest of your evenings, and I love all of you, and I will speak to you soon. Bye, Steve. Is going to bed.
Welcome to the By Steve podcast.